అందరికీ నమస్కారములు. శుభోదయం. నమో నమః. గురుభ్యో నమః. Today is the third day of our classes on Sanaatana Dharma by Dr. Somanji Tangirala Visalakshi garu. Let us start the session with paying respects to our country by reciting Vande Mataram and then Prarthana. Let us request Challa Chittibabu garu to recite Vande Mataram, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala shobhinim suhasinim sumadhura bhashinim sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram. Vande Mataram.
వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదములండి చలా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us go for prarthana. Vasundhara ji, please chant prarthana.
Vedho namaskaraha. 1 minute education, 3 times Omkar followed by prayer. Om Ganana Tva Ganapati Havaamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastavasamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanan Brahmanasvata Anashrunvannotibhisvidasadanam. Om Sri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Nama Vidyavatu. Om Sri Mahasaraswati Namaha. Gurudeva Gati Gurumeva Bhaje. गुरुनैव सहस्रि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्मि गुरौ मां पाहि गुरो ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः
ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. ధన్యవాదములండి వసుంధర గారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. నౌ లెట్ us రిక్వెస్ట్ అవర్ గురూజీ డాక్టర్ సోమంచ్ తంగరాల విశాలాక్షి గారు టు స్టార్ట్ ద వెబినార్ ప్లీజ్.
ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ పార్వతీ రాజరాజేశ్వరాభ్యాం నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మేధా దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మహాసరస్వత్యై నమః. ఓం శివాయ గురవే నమః. ఓం నమః శివాయై చ నమః శివాయ. ఓం నమః శివాయ. ఈ స్క్రీన్ మీద అందరివి ఫొటోస్ అవి కనిపిస్తున్నాయి. ఎందుకంటే ఇంతకుముందు ఇలా ఉండేది కాదు కదా. ఇవన్నీ కనిపించకుండా ఉంటే బాగుంటుంది.
ఏది
ఆ ఫొటోస్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఆఫ్ యు ఆర్ విజిబుల్ హియర్.
ఉండేదండి. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నా స్క్రీన్ కి కూడా మీరు కనబడతారు, మీ పైన కనబడుతుంది. రికార్డింగ్ లో మీరే కనబడతారు, పైన మాత్రం అందరూ వస్తారు, నాకు కనబడుతూ ఉంటారు అనమాట.
I do not know, but till yesterday
gallery view
I
maybe
alone
madam
got-
again.
huh?
Maybe it is
Miru-
in the gallery view. You just change it.
ఓం శ్రీ మహాగణాధిపతయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ పార్వతీ రాజరాజేశ్వరాభ్యాం నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మేధా దక్షిణామూర్తయే నమః. ఓం శ్రీ మహాసరస్వత్యై నమః. ఓం శివాయ గురవే నమః. ఓం నమః శివాయై చ నమః శివాయ. ఓం నమః శివాయ. We are learning about నిత్య నైమిత్తిక కర్మాస్. స్నానం సంధ్యా జపో హోమః దేవతానాం చ పూజనం ఆతిథ్యం వైశ్వదేవం చ షట్కర్మాణి దినే దినే. Yesterday we started and learnt up to స్నానం సంధ్యా జపో హోమః దేవతానాం చ పూజనం. Now today we must know about ఆతిథ్య and వైశ్వదేవ. These 6 are to be performed every day by all of us, all human beings. So yesterday we stopped where we have to pray Agnihotra, Agnideva, praying for Swasti, Sraddham, Medham, Yashaha, Prajnam, Vidyam, Buddhim, Shriyam, Balam, Ayushyam, Tejaha, Arogyam, Dekime, Havyavahana, Shriyam, Dekime, Havyavahana, Om Namayiti. There we have stopped yesterday. So thus praying and requesting Agnihotra for blessing us with all these noble traits which we need to lead a very happy, worthy life and to get the final aim of our life. Then people, everybody, they must say their pravara and do pranamas to Agnihotra and all other gods. So after this Agnihotra, the Brahmins and the Vatus should worship Kula Devatas and Ishta Devatas with Shodasa Upacharas. Now the last one of Nityanayamitika Karma is Vaishwadeva and Atithi Puja. Atithyam Vaishwadevam. These two together is considered as one karma, Nitya Karma. So Atithya is considering Atithi, we say Atithirvai Narayanaka. So Atithya is considered as part of Vaishwadeva because we will know why both these two are clubbed together as one. Atithya is honoring and providing good food and good facilities to those who come to our house as a guest. Being uninvited, if they come, they are called as Atithi. If we invite somebody to come to our house, we call them as Apyagata, who come on our request. So Atithi is who never stays for more than one tithi at any particular place or residence. So after offering Naivedya to gods and doing Vaishwadeva, by offering 2 or 3 balls of food into Agni Deva, then that Yajna Avasishta Anna, we say, after offering into the fire and through the fire, we must offer the food to all the gods, and that would turn into nectar and reach the gods. Then whatever food is remaining after offering to gods, that is called as Yajna Avasishtana. That should be given to Atithi, and after the Atithi eats and gets satisfied, then whatever is remaining, that should be eaten and taken by all the family members. That is the Prasada Anna. That becomes the Prasada, the Anugraha and favor of Paramatma. In the olden days, people used to come to the houses of all the Gruhastas during afternoon time, at the time of this Vaishwadeva, the time when people become ready to offer Vaishwadeva and do Atithi Puja after completing all the household works, cooking, worshipping, offering to gods and all. So during that time, Atithis come and people honor, Gruhastas honor them with much devotion. Because Atithirvai Narayanaka, in our Sanaatana Dharma, we consider the guest as equal to Lord Sriman Narayana. That is Bhagavan, Paramatma. So Atithi Apyagata Seva is equal to the Madhava Seva, worshipping God directly. Sri Devala Maharshi said in his Dharma Shastra, Vaishwadevam Dvijai Karyam Anna Sutyartha Madarat. Vaishwadeva should be done by the Brahmins, all people, for the sake of purification of the food we eat. So, Dvijas we say, Dvija means twice born. So, the Dvija should do Vaishwadeva for the purification of food. Why? The food contains 5 types of doshas, defects in it. So, they should be warded off and taken out. Vaishwadeva is a Nitya Karma that should be done every day for removing the sin of doing Jiva Himsa by offering food into the fire with the chanting of Vedic mantras, proper mantras. So by doing Vaishwadeva, the sin by name Panchasuna will be removed and one gets Atma Samskara. So Vaishwadeva means to do Shadahuti Homa. Shadahuti Homa is called as Vaishwadeva, offering ahutis into the fire. 6 times they should offer like that with the mantras, chanting mantras. They must keep small rice balls, marshal of rice pieces on any on any particular place on pious ground. Then one by one they must be taken and offered to all the bhutas also, all panchabhutas also we offer these oblation like balls of rice food at the time of homas, and in all the temples also after completing the puja and offering naivedya to the main deity, they keep these rice balls on all different parts of the temple. All of us are seeing, we are aware of this. That is also called as Vaiswadeva Anna Samarpana. So, Panchasuna Gruhastasya Vartante Aharahas Tatha Khandini Peshini Chulli Udakumpi Cha Marjani Etapir Vakayan Vipro Bachete Vai Muhur Muhuku Etasam Pavanarthaya Pancha Yajnaha Prakirtitaha. So, in our daily life, we do 5 sins. They are called as doshas. Willingly, we never do. So they are not being committed sins by us, but they automatically occur to the objects with which we prepare all these things. Even then, those doshas must be removed from all the objects we use for this sort of worshipping and offering to gods and to atithi and taking inside. Even when we eat the food, it is not that we are eating. We are offering the food to the gods, Paramatma, who is inside all of us. So these doshas should be removed. While cutting the vegetables, while using the grinding stone, rolu rokali, we used to say in the olden days. Nowadays, we are using mixies. So while using stove with woods, in the olden days, kattela poyi, we say we used to have a big stove with using big sticks. So there are also small insects maybe inside the sticks and all. They may be burnt and they may die also. Even that is the sin that occurs to us. So while keeping water pot on ground, we keep something, kuduru as we say in Telugu, that which supports the pot not to fall down, maintaining stability. So under that also sometimes certain insects would be coming and they may die. So while cleaning the house with broomsticks also, some insects may die. So by doing this Vaishwadeva Agni Puja, Vaishwadeva, those defects will be warded off. So the word Vaishwadeva means Vaishwa is related to Vishwa. Vishwa means the whole universe. Deva means Devatas. Deva, the word Deva has come from the root Divu Krida Vijigisha Vyavahara Jyuti Stuti Swapna Moda Mada Kanti Gatishu. The word Deva got so many meanings. So whoever are doing all these works, they are called as Devas. So all of us, all human beings, we all are Devas. We must recognize that greatness. So Vishwe Sarve Devaha Atra Ijyanta iti Vaishwadevaha. So Vaishwadevaha means all gods are worshipped here. Vishwe Sarve Devaha. All the gods Atra Ijyanta means they are being worshipped and offered food. So it is called as Vaishwadeva. So actually the food has 3 doshas, namely Swabhava dosha, Kriya dushta dosha, then Samskara dosha, Samskara dushta we say. So Swabhava dushta is having dushtatva by nature. By nature, certain eatables, they are having defect with them, such as we say onions, garlic, and then some other items. Our Maharshi said they possess this dushtatva by nature. So we must avoid eating them. Then samskara dushtatva of anna would be removed by Vaishwadeva. Then Kriya Dushtatva is the defect that comes while cooking. So if people with evil feelings, if they cook the food, then Kriya Dushtatva comes there. That is why our elders say that while cooking, whoever woman, the mother of the house cooks, so she must be chanting Daivanama. So while doing Daivanama Smarana, thinking all positive thoughts with the intention that whatever she is preparing, gods must accept that with favor, Anugraha and Ananda. All the family members must eat them satisfactorily, happily, and they must get strength. So with such feelings, if she cooks, Kriya Dushtatva will not be there. Chanting of Daivanamas that gives spirituality to the food she is preparing. So those food items which are not Swabhava Dushta should be cooked with Daivanama Smarana. A part of that food should be offered into the fire with due mantras. Then offering them to the fire, to all the gods through the fire god. Then with all the mantras calling by name of all the gods, Devendra, etc., all other gods, even Trimurtis, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwaras and all. Then a part of remaining food should be kept on earth for the sake of birds and beasts, animals and all, which eat that and get satisfied. Even that is called as Bali Samarpana. So thus after this Bali Samarpana, offering food to the birds, beasts, ants and all other insects, then whatever is remaining out of them, that food should be utilized for offering to Atithis, Atithya. Then after offering food to the Atithi, and suppose whoever come at that time as gets one or many persons, then when they eat satisfactorily, wash their feet and fully satisfied, then the Gruhastha and all other family members, they must eat that food. Then that food becomes the prasada, Anna Prasada, and gives vigor and strength and spirituality and good thoughts would come to those who eat that food. So our Shastra says that everyone should do Pancha Yajnas. Pancha Yajnas are Deva Yajna, Rishi Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Bhuta Yajna and Manushya Yajna. So this Manushya Yajna can be called as Atithi Yajna also. So all these are our Nitya Karmas. Even these 5 warding of the clearing the Pancha Runas is also our Nitya Karma only. So now Naimittika Karmas. So among Naimittika Karmas, if we perform any vratas, nomus or something with a nimitta, with a particular cause, for example, Vinayaka Chaviti we do, then Satyanarayana Swami Vratam we do, Sri Varalakshmi Vratamu, Mangalagauri Vratam, like that, so many vratas and nomus, as we say for women. So they all are called as Naimittika Karmas, the works performed with some particular cause. So we got several festivals and several parvadinas. We perform many vratas, nomus and all. And also at the time of eclipse, Surya Grahana, Chandra Grahana, etc. also. And then Mahalaya Amavasya Tithis. Even at that time, third dosha, karma dosha, whatever we are doing while cooking, kriya dosha, we say. So the kriya dushtatva is the third one. Swabhava dushta, then this kriya dushta, swabhava dushta, samskara dushta, then kriya dushtatva. These are the 3 defects. So now Naimittika Karmas we are doing on any particular day. During Mahalaya Amavasya, we do Pitru, Tarpanas and all. Even they are Naimittika Karmas only. So we perform certain actions with the desire of getting some good, either for health or prosperity, or for getting good life partner, or for getting good children, or good education for children, yielding different desires. All these are called as kamya karmas. So kamya means desire. Whatever works we do with the desire will tie us. We would be bound if we do kamya karmas. So even those kamya karmas should be done for doing our dharma only. Then if we do those karmas with the feeling that we are doing our duty, offering the everything, the result of that to the God, then that would not bind us. So while doing with nishkama, even though kama is there, that kama if is related to our dharma, then with nishkama we do, even those kamya karmas also would not bind us. So the doing process is more important, and our thoughts are much more important. So if all these kamya karmas are done with dharma, for the sake of practicing our dharma and for doing dharmika karyakramas, offering the fruit to Paramatma, thinking that naham karta harihi karta, we say, that is the doer is also Paramatma and the preraka is also Paramatma. The work done by us is also Paramatma. Then with that feeling, if we do, it would not bind us. So even kamya karmas. So without dharma, if any people does any work with kamya karmas, that would bind them, and one after another they have to take birth again and again. Veda says Swarga kamo yejeta. If one performs yaga for getting heavenly abode, he will go to heaven because of the merit he obtained by performing those yagas. So the Veda says those who want to go to heaven should perform yajna, but after enjoying there at Swarga, Kshine Punye Marchalokam Vishanti. When the punya which they acquired and went there, if that is over, completed, again he has to take birth on the earth. So as soon as they enjoy the fruits of the merit, punya, they have to return back. King Dasaratha Maharaja, though performed Putra Kameshti Yaga, he was not bound by that karma bantha, because he performed Putra Kama Ishti to get Sat Santana and thereby to keep the dynasty alive, and also to become free from Pitru Runa. So even doing Putra Kameshti is dharmika. When we do with dharma, it would not bind. So moreover, to the kings, it is very essential to get a worthy son as a heir to protect the kingdom and the citizens, to rule after him. So that is dharma. If anyone performs his duties with proper knowledge, offering the results to Paramatma, then those actions will not bind the doer. So it is called as Nivrutti Marga only. So if done just for obtaining the enjoyments in this world and hereafter in Swarga, etc., then they bind. Ihacha amutrava kamyam pravrutam karma kirtiyate nishkamam jnana purvam tu nivrutam upadishyate, says the Shastra. Bandhaya vishaya saktam muktyai nirvishayam manaka. Nirvishayam smrutam, we can say. So attachment of objects always binds a person, and detachment releases the jivas. So gaining this knowledge, let all of us reach the final aim of our life and get moksha. So we should never do the nishiddha karmas, the actions which are prohibited by the Shastra. So we must do only vidhi, kartavyas, and not nishedha. So nishedha works, we should not go even think of them. So nishiddha karmas, kamya karmas, nishkama karmas. So karmas are of three types, and these the duties we must do Nitya Naimittika karmas. Then we would not get any sin, we would not get binded, and also because we are doing Nitya karmas are our duty. So we will get the merit of doing Nitya karmas. Now, the eighth topic we are knowing now is about Agni Aradhana. Because all of us, the Sanaatana Dharma is all Bharatiyas. We all are Agni Aradhakas. And ours is Yajna Samskruti. Our Samskruti itself is doing Yaga, Yajna, and praying gods, all the powers of nature and all. So, worshipping fire god and Yajna culture, it is called as Yajna Samskruti. We Bharatiya Sanatana Dharmaniyais are worshippers of fire god because our Maharshis asked us to worship sun god, asked us to do Agni Karyas, worship Agni Deva, to do Trikala Sancha Vandanas, even that is Agni Karya. So we are Agni Aradhakas, worshippers of fire god. So since time immemorial, we are Agni Aradhakas and ours is Yajna Samskruti only. Such type of Samskruti never exists in the world anywhere else. So Agni Mukhavai Devaka, we say, all the gods are being worshipped through the fire god. We say Agnim Dutam Runi Make. We select Agni Deva as Duta, messenger for us, and through that messenger we send oblations to all Trimurtis, all Prakriti Devatas, Devendra, everyone, Varuna Deva, Jala Deva, etc., to all the gods. The gods are worshipped through Agni. So the ahutis we offer into the fire to gods, Indra, etc., would be offered into the fire, and with the word Swaha mantra we offer. When we offer anything with Swaha, then Agnihotra gives that to Swaha Devi. We consider that Swaha and Swatha, both of them are wives of Agnihotra. That is, they are the powers of Agni Deva. When we utter Swaha, it directly goes to that god. Indraya Swaha, Indraya Idam Namama. Means it is offered to Devendra and not to me. So like that. When at that during Pitru Karmas and all, with Swatha mantras we do. We worship fire god only and offer. Then Pitru Devatas will take this. So, because Devendra is the king of gods, Kenopanishad says that Devendra, Indra Deva, first, and then fire god and wind god. These three, Vayudeva and Agni Deva. These three are considered as great devatas among all other devatas. Mukkoti devatas, we say. Among crores of gods, these three are the greatest gods, and among these three also Devendra has become the king of gods, because for the first time Devendra knew Brahma Jnana through Brahma Vidya. Uma Haimavati Bakushobhamana, says the Kenopanishad. So that Uma Devi taught Devendra about Brahman, ultimate reality, Paramatma and Parabrahman. Devendra taught that knowledge to Agni and Vayu. So after Devendra, Agni and Vayu are great and considered as important deities. And then later, all other people came to know about Brahman. So in Rigveda, the very first sutta is Agni Sutta. The mantra starts with Om Agnimi Ile Purochitam Yajnasya Devam Ritvijam Hota Aram Ratna Thatamam. Like that it starts, and Agni Sutta. So with so many mantras, they praised Agnihotra, Agni Deva. So the in Kathopanishad also, Nachiketa, we know the Nachiketa Upakhyanā. So Nachiketa questions Yamadharmaraja, questions in the sense Yamadharmaraja grants 3 boons. As a second boon, Nachiketa wants to know about that fire, by worshipping which Yamadharmaraja has got Yamatva position, Adhikara. So by worshipping which fire, people can go to Swargaloka. Then Yamatharmaraja taught him about some fire, the procedure of worshipping fire, and also offered Sabun that fire would, that worship of fire would be called as Nachiketa Agni. So thus Nachiketa Agni is given the name given with the favor, in favor of Nachiketa by Yamatharmaraja. So whoever worship and pray this Nachiketa Agni 3 times a day will certainly go to heaven, heavenly abode. And they will become free from worldly sorrows, ties, and they enjoy heavenly pleasures and all. So through this Agni Yajna Vidhana, Agni Yajna Vidya, we say, the education, one can reach heaven and enjoy happiness there. So Agni Somatmakam Jagat, says the Veda. So this whole world is filled with fire and Agni and Soma. Soma means sun, moon. Sa Uma, Soma means Parameswara with, along with Jagannatha. Even the meaning, the word got that meaning also, but Soma is moon. Soma Rasa also we say, a certain creeper by name Soma Lata. When that is crushed and juice is taken and offered into the fire, gods would become very much pleased, and Devendra likes this Soma Rasa. So you, with the rays of moon only, even the Soma creeper grows. So it is given that name. So the heat and coolness, they exist on the earth. So fire is sun and Soma is moon. Shastra says that there are 3 fires. In fact, 5 fires are there, but the last 2, they are not at all being used in normal life. So we are speaking of only 3 fires. Garhapatya, Akhavaniya, and Dakshinagni. These 3 fires we worship, and they are known to each and every one of us. So these 3 fires will be shining in the Yagashala, Yajnashala, Yajna Vatika, we say. The Vedic altar of Garhapatyagni is in the circular size, in a round size, and is kept at western. Suppose this is east, then the west, at the western side, that Garhapatyagni should be kept in Yajnashala. Then the that is very big Yajnashala would be there at the western part. This Garhapatya Agni is kept. Then taking the fire from this Garhapatya Agni, they enkindle Akhavaniya Agni and Dakshinagni also. So Dakshinagni, the name itself says it should be towards Dakshina, south, southern side. Akhavaniya Agni. So Dakshinagni is kept at the southern, south side of Yajnashala, and it is in half moon size, Chandra Rekha as we say. So that Homa Kunda would be of the size of half moon. Then Ardha Chandrakara as we say. Then in this Vedic altar, they offer Kravyas, that is offerings to Pitru Devatas. Then Akhavaniya Agni Kunda. So Akhavaniya Agni is placed on the east side of that Yajnashala. It is of square size, square, Chaturasra as we say. So it would be on eastern side. Then they offer oblations, offerings, ahutis into it to reach the gods' Homa Kundas. So these 3 would be there. And from Garhapatyagni, they take the fire and enkindle Akhavaniyagni and Dakshinagni. Then Dakshinagni for Pitru Devatas, Akhavaniyagni for divine people, Devatas, gods. So these are the 3 Vedic altars and fires. Garhapatya, Akhavaniya, Dakshinagni, as we say, 3 fires. Since time immemorial till recent times, there was the Agni Gruha. There used to be an Agni Gruha in the families of all people. They keep a room specially for Agnihotra. That room would be maintained very clean and pious. Only Vedic altar would be there. The male people who worship fire god, they come and sit there and do the offerings, and it would be the duty of the wife, the Patni, Dharma Patni, or the mother of that house to take care of the fire, even during night time. So even during night time, that fire should be enkindled for 24 hours, 365 days. That fire would be shining in the house. So that is called as Agni Gruha. And every day the Yajamani Gruhastha offers oblations into ahutis into that fire thrice a day, morning, afternoon, and then evening. So thus that Agnihotra is being worshipped and taken care. So the wife takes care of the fire during night time also. So that is called as Standila. That would be enkindling, and early morning again when she gets up, takes bath and all, then she enkindles that, putting some small samithas and all. Later that Yajamani comes and does all his rituals, regular one. So in Raghuvamsha Mahakavya, written by Kalidasa Mahakavi, a Brahmin Vidyarthi by name Kautsa, he goes to the kingdom of Raghu. Raghu belongs to the Solar dynasty, the son of Dilipa Maharaja. So he went there to get the Guru Dakshina, which he has to offer to his Guru Varatantu Maharshi. And Guru Dakshina is 14 crores of gold coins. So at that time when Kautsa goes to Raghu's court, Raghu requests him to stay in the Agni Gruha, shining as fourth god, fourth fire. So Brahmins are as lustrous as that of fire. So because already 3 fires are there, king asked this Kautsa to stay there at Agni Gruha as the fourth fire. So that means how much great respect they are giving to Brahmins, because he is a Brahmin boy and Sishya of Varatantu Maharshi. He cannot stay in normal rooms as all other people stay. So that Agni Gruha is offered as the guest room for this person, because he is also as pious and powerful and shining like the fire. And also at the time of Vanavasa, Pancha Pandavas, while going to 12 years Vanavasa, they carried their fires, Karhapati Agni, along with them, because even at the forest, thrice a day, every time, they used to do the Agni Aradhana and all. So the fires, but at the time of Ajnatavasa for 1 year, that fires, they should be taken care and they cannot carry them. If they carry them, they would be identified. So they prayed Dhaumya Maharshi to protect their fires till they come back. So the fire is taken care. Once the fire is given at the time of Upanayana, 1 fire, and at the time of Agni Chayana, that would be. At the time of marriage, Garhapati Agni would be given to that person. Then onwards, till that person leaves the body, that fire should be worshipped and maintained by that Gruhastha. And when he leaves the body and goes away with the same fire, the body would be burnt by the sun. And sun, of course, he got his own Garhapati Agni. So like that, everyone used to possess the Garhapati Agni with them, who worship them properly time to time. So people used to perform their Gruha Karyas, Deva Karyas, Yajna Karyas with all these 3 fires. Fire comes out with churning, rubbing of the branches of Shemi Vriksha and Aswetha Vriksha. So there is a process of churning, a sort of Arani, we say, Arani Mathana, churning while doing any big yajnas, yagas, kratus and all. We must churn the Arani and then the fire comes out. With that fire, the Vedic altar, the fire should be enkindled. So a very big stick would be there having a pole, and also another stick would be there having a sort of a small thing having needle a sort of at the edge. Then they tie the thread there. One Brahmin stands there and another Brahmin sits here holding this stick. They rub this stick as if churning. Then the fire comes out automatically. So with that arani, that is called as arani, they enkindle that Agnihotra in that Vedic altar. So this arani, they perform the yajnas and all. So actually those semi-vruksha appears like normal tree only, but inside semi-vruksha, fire is hidden in it. So the hidden fire comes out when we churn that. And Shemi and Aswetha Vruksha, both together, they grow and they give us this fire arani. So gods and all human beings, even Danavas also, they used to worship fire god. They worship Ishwaran, they worship fire god. So our sages advised us to worship fire Agni Michadvam Bharata. Our Maharshi said, hey Bharata, we are all Bharatas. Agni Michadvam, all of you worship fire thrice. So in fact, even this fire exists outside in the whole universe. Fire exists in the form of Badabanala in the ocean. It exists as Davanala in the Davanala means, in the forest when automatically the fire comes. It is called as Davanala. Then the fire exists in the bodies of all of us in the name of Jatharagni. So even this Jatharagni is the cause for digestion of the food that we eat. So by it is that fire, the Jatharagni in our stomach, which digests the food we eat and gives energy to all the parts of our body. So even Paramatma said in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dekam Asritaka Pranapana Samayuktam Pacham Yannam Chaturvitham. So there is fire in our Vak Shakti. Actually, we are able to talk and utter any words or sounds due to the Anugraha of Agni Deva. So unless Agni's favor is there, one can never talk and utter any words at all. So Agni Deva is to be worshipped for getting capability of talking and uttering the words. So fire god is the Abhimana Devata of our Vagindriya, Vak Indriya. So the third fire exists in our eyes. We say Surya Bhagavan exists in the right eye and Chandra exists in the left eye. Even for Ishvara or Jagannatha also they say Surya and Chandra, both of them are both the eyes to them. That is, they are Kala Nirvahakas. Even in all human beings, sun exists in our right eye. It is said in Upanishads. So we have to know the details of all this, how different deities are existing in all different sense organs and parts of our whole body. So that especially sun god dwells in our right eye and gives vision to us. That is why if any defect comes to the eyes, many people, they worship the sun god and they got back their sight to normalcy. Many people are there, Mayura, Samba, etc. So fire is pure and sacred by nature. Tirthodakam cha vaknisya nanyataha shuddhi markataha, says Bhavaputi. So by nature, Tirtha Jala and fire are holy. There is no other thing which can purify them. But fire purifies everything. Even gold, if we want to know the purity of gold, we melt it through in the fire only. So thus it is, if the fire is not there, no living being can take birth at all and cannot live. Fire in the sense, even sun god. Sun god himself is fire. Sun is fire at not fire, it is the moon. In our right eye only, the fire shines in the form of sun. So left eye, sun, moon god got his power. So if fire is not there, we cannot live, we cannot survive, we cannot cook, we cannot do any rituals, worship and all. If, either gold or iron or anything can be melted only with the help of fire only, and can be turned into ornaments, vessels, articles like that. So the desired shape would be got only by fire only. So they are heated in the fire and strengthened. So in Sri Mahabharata also, Agni Aradhana mantras are there. They are told for the sake of those who cannot do yajna, yagadi, karmas, kratus. If some people, they may not be able to, or they need not have to do yajnas, then how to do yajna aradhana? Certain mantras are given which can be uttered by those people. So just by preparing the lamp, that is jyoti, enkindling the jyoti, deepa prajvalana, with 12 wicks, vattulu as we say, normally sadhyam trivarti samyuktam we say, but 12 wicks should be kept with either cow ghee or sesame seed oil. So keeping the 12 weeks there, if we enkindle them with the chanting of this mantra, then they get the fruit of performing yajna, yagadi kratus. Ajaya lokatraya pavanaya bhutatmane gopataye vrishaya suryaya sargasthiti pralayaya namo mahakarunikottamaya. This can be uttered by all 4 caste people, no restriction. Just as Purana Gayatri is there, even this. So with this mantra, if they enkindle 12 weeks, then they get the merit of performing yaga. See how kind our Maharshis are and how great our Sanaatana Dharma is. So in Isavasya Upanishad, the procedure of the prayer of a sadhaka who worships sun god and fire god throughout his life, and now at present he is on deathbed and he knows that his last hours, minutes have come. So he cannot express even his feelings, he cannot even talk. So he cannot even move. All his limbs are coming inside and about to melt into that soul which may leave the body. So at that time, that great sadhaka, he prayed sun god in the mind. He prayed Agnihotra in his mind. So mentally he prayed them. Agnenaya Supatharaye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyuchosmad Juhuranameno Puyishtante Nama Uktim Vidhema. So with such mantra, he prayed fire god and also he prayed sun god. He said, "Oh fire god, oh sun god, all of you are the witness of all of my actions which I did throughout my life. So please take me through the auspicious, holy, beneficial path. Uttarayana Marga, they say, Dakshina Marga, Uttara Marga. So like that, through and Dhuma Marga and Deva Marga, they say. So please carry my soul, carry me through Uttara Marga, through a very holy, pious and good Marga. So because I worshipped all of you, I served you throughout my life. If I got any sin, suppose by mistake I might have committed a little sin at any time, you please burn that now. And let no particle of sin remain in me, in my body, in my indriyas, in my mind. So if at all anything is there, you please burn them and carry me to holy residence, heavenly residence. Now I cannot perform any rituals. I cannot even put my hands together and bow down and salute you. I'm unable to move the limbs. Even then, my mind is still praying you. You please carry me. So like that, he prayed in Isavasya Upanishad, very great mantra, the Jiva's prayer and lamentation. So through good path, he must be taken to the higher worlds, the divine lokas, Divya lokas. So all human beings should worship fire god who protects all those who pray him and who are his devotees. Even Zoroastrians, they worship fire god. They keep the Agni on their palm and worship. Zoroastrians also are part of our Sanaatana Dharma only. The word yajna has come from the root yaja, to worship. Jna means to know, the knowledge. Jnatva karmani kurvita. We should do the karmas with proper knowledge. Whatever works we do, if we do them knowing the procedure properly and knowing the result which is going to come, then that would be fine. How we have to do that, we must have the knowledge before doing the works. So yajna is the only resort for all living beings to be uplifted. Paramatma came to earth in the form of Yajna Varaha Murti, Yajna Varaha Swami, and uplifted the earth and protected all of us, all living beings of the earth. Bhumata, he protected Bhumata. So the form of Varaha Murti is fully the form of Yajna only. It is said in the Puranas that the Yajna itself, that is the Homa Kunda, the fire, Sruk and Sruvas, ghee, Samithas, Purodashas, oblations, they assumed the form and came in the form of Yajna Varaha Swami. That is why he is called as Yajna, not simple Varaha Swami. The Yajna itself came in the form of Varaha Swami and uplifted Bhumata and protected Vedas. Somakasura had stolen the Vedas. So the Vedas have been restored once again. That is why we should grasp that we can obtain from the earth and gods whatever we want by performing yajnas. So by doing yajna only we can obtain anything. Everyone should realize that everything belongs to Paramatma. Nothing belongs to us. We did not create anything. So whatever is given by Paramatma, using those objects, we should please the gods by doing yajnas and offering havis to gods in the fire according to the Shastra. So the havis we offer into the fire while performing yagas is food to the gods. Gods will be very much pleased by accepting those havir bhagas, the oblations we offer in the fire at the time of performing yagas. They yield our desires, they fulfill our desires, and the timely rain comes and they support the growth of crops by which we get the grains, vegetables, fruits, flowers, everything we need to live on earth happily, eating all the needed things. To do the dharmika karyakramas, we have to survive. So this mutual understanding between human beings and the gods, it is very well described in one of his poems by Kalidasa Mahakavi in Raghunsa Mahakavya. Dudoha Gamsa Yajnaya Sasyaya Makhava Divam Sampad Vinimaye Nopau Dathatur Bhuvanadvayam. So while speaking about King Dilipa, Kalidasa Mahakavi said, King Dilipa milked the earth and performed yajnas. Devendra, he accepted the offerings offered by Dilipa. Then Devendra reigned for the growth of crops on the earth. So thus by mutual exchange of properties, both of them, the king of the earth and king of heaven, they sustained both the worlds, Swarga and Puloka. Bhagavan Sri Krishna explained to Arjuna that the karmas we do for performing yajnas will not bind us because they are yajna karmas. So we should do all the karmas in the form of yajna. Even eating, if we eat as if we are offering to the 5 times they offer the food food, just one or two, as we say, metipulu in our Telugu. So they taken without touching anything directly. It must be offered inside. Then that becomes the pancha ahutis. Then later, whatever he eats completely, that becomes complete offering to God only. So then that is considered as doing yajna. So whatever works we do, we should do with the feeling of performing yajna. Just as we offer havis into the fire for the sake of God, similarly, we should do our duties with the feeling of offering them to God only. Whatever works we do, with the feeling of tyaga, we must do. Then the result will not bind us. So, a sacrifice yajna is considered as yajna. That is doing any sort of tyaga is also yajna. Whatever works we do with the feeling of performing yajna, they become part of yajna. So even the student, if he studies sincerely with the feeling of doing his duty, that becomes yajna. Like that, each and every individual, whatever works we are doing, if we offer the fruit to Paramatma and perform the works with the sincere feeling that we are doing yajna, they become part of yajna. So when cruel Rakshasas, they started to afflict severely all the three worlds, then Parameswara, Samba Sadasiva, he performed a very Mahayaga. Parameswara, Shiva performed Mahayaga, made one of the oceans, a ocean become dry, and that place he considered as Homakunda, and making that ocean as Homakunda, offered all the gods into that fire, enkindled the fire there, and all the gods he offered as if they are Samitas. Then later the gods came out with more power. So the Samita holy stick should be put into that fire, then offered into the Homakunda to Adi Parasekti, Jagannmata. Then with this performing of Mahayaga, Samvid Yaga, he said, and he prayed for Jagannmata to arise from that Vedic altar. Samvid Vatne Samudbhava, he says, oh Mata, you please come out of this fire. Then that Adi Parasekti, she arose from that Homakunda in the form of Sri Lalita Parabhattarika, Lalita Mahadevi. She is Sri Mata, Sri Maharajni, Srimat Simhasaneswari, and she destroyed Pandasura and also so many other Rakshasas. We know all this is given in Brahmanda Purana, Devi Saptasati and all. So King Dasaratha also performed Putrakama Ishti. Putrakama Ishti. Ishti also means Yaga, and obtained children. Even King Drupada Maharaja, he performed this fire, that is Yajna only, and through Yajna Kunda came Drishtadyumna, a son, and Draupadi, a daughter. From that Yajna Kunda, they arose through Yajna Charana. Even the demon Vritrasura arose from Homakunda only, when the king of demons performed yaga to obtain a worthy son who should be able to kill Devendra. But because he uttered the swara, the Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita, swara with defect, a very great, strong king, king of demons, arose who would be killed in the hands of Devendra. So, Yathendra Shatru Swarato Parathat, we say. So, by performing yajna only, everything can be obtained. Yajna is a sort of prakriya, we say. That is a sort of worshipping, the method, worshipping gods, offering oblations into the fire in Vedic altar with the chanting of Veda mantras. Thus, to perform different kratus, there are certain rules and sampradayas. Purva Mimamsa Shastra speaks about all the points with reference to the performance of yagas, different yagas and karmakanda. The yajna would be conducted by Advaryu, Hota, Udgata and Brahma. 4 priests would be there. While doing yajna, the gods and goddesses would be invited to come and to take their havir pagas. Along with the chanting of proper befitting mantras, milk, cow milk, then panchamritas, purodashas, lajas, then havishyana, we say, and silk garments, flowers, fruits, navatanyas, homa dravyas, so many things we offer into the fire to be given to all the gods, along with Kaugi and Samitas. So the holy sticks and Kaugi. So we perform yaga in such a manner and praising the gods and goddesses and the main deity for the pleasing of whom, with the desire of which we do the yaga, we do. So all those gods accept all the Havir Pagas offered into the fire intended for them, and they yield our desires. The Yajamanis kamanas would be fulfilled. In the Vedas, in the Purva Bhaga, different varieties of yagas are described, and the way of performing them is also clearly explained. Darsya Purnamasa, Jyotishtoma, Satra Yaga, Ashwamedha, Rajasuya, Putrakameshti, Atiratri, then Vajapeya, Poundarika, Vishwajit Yaga, Ekaknika Yaga, Dwadasha Varshika Satra, like that several yajnas are there. Yajna is also called as yaga, homa, ishti, etc. Slight differences are there, of course. Then we say we do Ganapati Homa, Gayatri Homa, Chandi Homa, Saraswati Yaga, Varuna Homa, like that several homas we do. And big yajnas also are there. Then Sri Krishna Paramatma spoke to Arjuna about yajna. Saha yajnaha prajaha sruštva puruvacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyatvam eshavostvishta kamathuk. That is, at the beginning of Kalpa, Brahmadeva created human beings along with the yajna and said to them, you develop through these yajnas. These yajna yagas will fulfill all your desires like Kamathenu. So, if we think of gods in the form of performing yajna, they also think of us in the form of favor, anugraha, and bring beneficial things to us. Then the gods who are pleased by the yajnas favor with the bhogas, enjoyments. They can be enjoyed after offering them to gods. So thus whoever eats yajna, avasishta anna prasada, becomes free from sin and also gets liberated. Then we know the story of Pravarakya, which is known, of course, by everyone. Even then I will say, because he worshipped fire god as a vrata. 3 times he used to worship fire god, morning, afternoon, and evening. So because he has to worship thrice a day the fire god, he never went out anywhere. So once a Siddha happens to come to his house, because he is the Atithi, this Pravarakya honored him duly with all respect. And then this Siddha became very much pleased, and he gave a sort of pasaru, we say, that is a sort of lekya prepared with some washathis in a small box, and said, if you apply that to your feet and wish wherever you want to go, you can go immediately within seconds. Thus he, then that says Siddha left away. The next day morning, after doing worship of fire god, if he worship morning and evening, that would be enough on 1 day or 2 days. If afternoon worship is not done, nothing harm occurs. The vrata lopa will not be there. So in the early morning, after doing fire worship, he smeared his feet with that lepa, and he wished he should be on Himalayas. Immediately, that very moment he was there on Himalayas. He moved there, and Kedarnath, Badarinath, all these gods are there. Kedareswara, Badarinatheswara, and also many other temples are there. The Himalaya Pranta, the place would be very handsome, very attractive, very beautiful. He enjoyed a lot from moving here and there. And then during evening time, then a certain Varuthini, you know the story of Pravarakya and Varuthini. Varuthini, she feels that this handsome person should marry her. She is a Gandharva Devata Kanya. And there is another Gandharva who is willing to marry this girl, but she rejected him because Pravaraksha is very handsome. She fell in love with him. Then she requests him. Even then he never says no. He already got married. His wife and children are at home. So he comes to another part. By that time it is about to sunset. So he has to do his Agnikarya during evening time. Then he worshipped fire god. Then immediately fire god carried him that very moment to his house. That is the power of mantra anushtana and the worship. That is the power of Agni Deva. So that very moment he came home and worshipped fire god again. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita, there are very beautiful slokas. Annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyad anna sambhavaha, yajnat bhavati parjanyo, yajnaha karma samudbhavaha, karma brahmodbhavam vidhi, brahmakshara samudbhavam, tasmat sarvagatam brahma, nityam yajne pratishtitam. Everything is established in yajna. Because all human beings, all living creatures are born from food. By eating, we are annagata pranas. The food would be produced by rainfall. Whatever grows by rainfall is our food. So we must be always vegetarians only. We should never eat non-vegetarian. So the food would be produced by rainfall. So the rainfall occurs due to the performance of yagas and yajnas by us. Veda Vihita karmas are the root of yajnas. So Vedas are the origin to all the Vihita karmas. Vedas came from Paramatma, the ultimate transcendental reality, as we say. Therefore, that transcendental ultimate reality, which is all pervading, that Paramatma is established in the Veda, in the yajnas. So by doing yajna, we can attain Brahman. Evam pravartitam chakram nanu vartayati hayaha. Akhayurindriya ramu mokham partha sajivati, says Paramatma. Paramatma said, O Arjuna, one who does not follow according to the cycle of creation, which is coming traditionally, that is one who does not do his duties properly, but is indulged in sensual pleasures. He is a sinner. He will get sin. His life is of no use. It is waste. He is wasting his life, though he got this Manava Upadhi, which can be obtained with much merit. He has wasted that. Jentunam narajanma durlapa mata kumstvan tato vipratat tasmat vaidika dharma marga parata. So we must utilize that. By worshipping sun god, fire god, one can get liberated, can get moksha. So we must worship fire god and do all the duties with the feeling of doing yajnas. Swasti for today. So tomorrow we will know about Kutumba Vyavastha, family system, and also the importance of Vaivahika Vivaka Bandhana, and then position of women in our Sanaatana Dharma. Swasti. Swasti prajapyak paripalayantam nyayena margena makim makisaka go brahmanepya sukhamastu nityam loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Swasti.
ధన్యవాదాలండి విశాలాక్షి గారు. థ్యాంక్స్ యూ. Now the questions people can ask by raising your hand one by one. Anyone has any question, they can ask. పద్మావతి గారు.
నమస్కారం శైలక్షి గారు.
నమస్తే.
5 యజ్ఞాలు చెప్పారు. దేవ, ఋషి, కర్మ, భూత, మనుష్య. కరెక్టే రాశానా అండి?
పంచరుణాస్. దేవరుణం, ఋషి రుణం, కరెక్ట్ అమ్మ, కరెక్టే రాశా. దేవరుణం, ఋషి రుణం, పితృరుణం, పూతరుణం, శంఖరుణం. మనుష్య రుణం అంటాం మనం. అతిథి రుణం ఏ పేరు పెట్టినా అన్నిటికీ ఒకటి. మొత్తం 5 రుణాలు. 5 debts we must clear. Everyone is born with 3 runas. Pitru runa, Deva runa, then Rishi runa. After taking birth, 2 more runas come to us, because unless we take the help of lakhs of people, one cannot live. So Bhuta runa and then Sankha runa we have to clear.
ఇంకొక చిన్న డౌట్ గురుగారు. ఇందులో గార్హపత్యం, ఆహమనీయం, దక్షిణాగ్ని చెప్పారు. ఆహమనీయం ఈస్ట్ సైడ్ స్క్వేర్ చతురస్రం, గార్హపత్యం రౌండ్ సైడ్ వెస్ట్ సైడ్ యజ్ఞశాలలో. ఆహమనీయం దేవతల కోసం అన్నారు, గార్హపత్యం ఎవరి కోసం రాయలేకపోయానండి.
From Garhapatya, they take the fire and enkindle Ahavaniya and Dakshinagni. Garhapatya is the fire which is given to the Gruhastha. All of us got the Garhapatya Agni with us. That is all male people, husbands. At the time of marriage, Garhapatya Agni is given to him. He must carry that throughout the life. From Garhapatya Agni, we take the fire and enkindle Dakshinagni and Ahavaniya Agni.
అర్థమైందండి ఇప్పుడు. ధన్యవాదాలండి.
Anyone else has a question? Savita Shastri garu.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Thank you so much for this knowledge and bounty you are giving every day. Just a small clarity doubt. It is not. We have Nachiketa Agni, we have Dhruvatara. Like that, do we have anything for Prahalada? Is Prahalada also?
Prahlada, he did not, that is only whatever is given in the Upanishads, Puranas, that only we must take. Because Nachiketa requested Yamadharmaraja to teach him about that fire, by worshipping which he got Yamatva, Yama Padavi. So Yamadharmaraja, because he said he has granted 3 boons to Nachiketa, one of these 3 boons, second boon is he requested for fire god worship. So he explained him about the complete process of doing certain worshipping fire god. Then because Nachiketa is Ekasantha Graki, he completely repeated as it is the whole process of preparing Vedic altar, offerings, the mantras, everything. Yamadharmaraja granted another sub-boon that fire would be called by the name of Nachiketa as Nachiketagni. But Prahlada, nothing. Prahlada, when he was in the womb of his mother, he was initiated into the Dwadasakshari Mahamantra of Vishnumurti. That is why Prahlada, since his birth, he is Samadrushti, we say. He could see Paramatma everywhere in each and every atom. He is different. Each one is different and great in their own way. Only Nachiketagni is there and not other on the names of other devotees. Upamanyu is a very great devotee. Even Sri Krishna Paramatma searched and went to the hermitage of Upamanyu Maharshi and got him explained about Ishvara's Sahasranamas. So Upamanyu Maharshi is such a great sage. Even then, such fire. Normal fires are there after Garhapatya, Ahavaniya, Dakshinagni, and they worship. That's all.
Okay.
ధన్యవాదాలు మహోదయ.
రామేశ్వరరావు గారు, కైప రామేశ్వరరావు గారు. మీ మాట వినపట్లేదు. Okay, anyone else in between who wants to ask question? శ్రీహరి గారు, వై మీరు చదువుతున్నారండి విశాలక్షి గారు?
సగం వెళ్ళిపోయింది.
ఓకే, నేను చదువుతాను.
అగ్ని.
I'll write it out. Why Agni Karyam is restricted to male sadhakas only, not to female devotees. Is there any Vedic pramanam in this regard for not do like that?
She is called as Dharma Patni. The wife always resides by the side of her husband. The duty of husband, male people, is to do yaga, and along with him, she also sits. But she can put only that Havishya Anna into the fire. Whereas this Yajamani, he is called as, he has to offer the Samithas into that, pour the fire, then everything, all others. Agni Karya is given only for male people, but the duty of enkindling the fire is the duty of the wife. So when she is enkindling the fire, it means she is also worshipping. She also sits by the side of her husband. Both of them together are doing, but Agni Karya is to be done by male people, because at the time of Upanayana, the fire is given to them. And at the time of Vivaka, this fire is given to that person. So he has to protect that and carry on, but both of them are doing. When the Grihini, she enkindles the fire near gods, even that is doing yaga. When she cooks and prepares everything while this person is doing yaga and worshipping, she prepares the eatables, everything, even that is yaga. But in fact, both wife and husband sit together. Unless the Dharma Patni exists, the male person can never, not at all being permitted by the Shastras to perform any yaga. So, that is why Sri Ramachandra, when he wanted to do that yaga, Sita Mata's golden form, he kept by his side. So, unless Dharma Patni sits by the side of husband, husband cannot do any yaga. Both of them are doing their own duties. Everyone has to do his own duties, one's own duties.
Yeah, Kaipa Rameswara garu, you can ask the question now. అచ్చా రావట్లేదు మాట ఓకే ఆయన ఆయన ప్రశ్న నేను చెప్తాను. We do homas like Sudarshana Homa in a square shaped kunda. Is it Garhapatyagni or Ahava Meyagni?
In fact, for all homas, square Vedic altar is to be used. Even we perform Chandi Yagas, Saraswati Homa, Gayatri Homa, Sudarshana Homa. For all such homas, the Vedic altar should be of the size of square. It is given in Mimamsa Darshana. So we follow that. That is called as Akavaniyagni. Akavaniya means we are inviting. We are enkindling, inviting fire god, inviting gods.
Okay. Thank you. I think there are no more questions. Babu garu, you can go for Prarthana.
Yeah. అవునండి. Let us go for Prarthana.
The question,
Guys,
Krishnamurti garu, there is one question. We will take that and then go for Prarthana. Krishnamurti garu.
No. While doing Pitrikaryas in Tirthas, Kasi, Gaya, is compulsory is there that Patni should be along with them.
Dharma Patni.
Yeah.
For doing Pitru Karyas, either the Dharma Patni is by the side or not there, that doesn't matter. So they can do even without. When suppose wife is not there, her blouse should be, that is something belonging to her, should be kept on the side. Suppose when women are doing any vratas, pujas, suppose husband is not at present at that time, then they have to keep the uttariya of that her husband in her lap on the shoulder. Then it means she is there, he is there. So the Shastra gave an alternative method. So when suppose wife does not come and one person went to Tirthas and wants to do these Pitrukaryas, he is allowed. As per Shastra, he can do.
Dhanyavadam.
Mainly, I think because there is no agrikaryam done at these Tirtha Yatras, only Pinda Pradhana is done.
Yes. Only
That's the reason, if there is Agni Karya, then definitely she has to be there.
Yes. Only offerings we do, that's all.
Right. Thank you. Babu garu.
Okay, Andy. Thank you so much. Now, Vasundhara garu, please.
प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवीतस्य शालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितो ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु
ధన్యవాదములండి. Now let's go for Janganamana.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद
జై హింద్. ధన్యవాదములండి
ధన్యవాదాలు
చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Thank you so much. Now I stop the recording since question answer session is over.
రైట్